show notes as well. But now, along the same theme, how do you rank sleep, stress management, nutrition, supplements, and exercise when you think about this? And I get that it's different for everybody.
Depending on your age, younger, I put sleep, a little bit less, you can rejuvenate a little quicker. At my age right now, for me, I can speak to me personally, sleep is number one. A lot of people give me shit because I'll post up on Instagram or my vlog that I'm literally here generally by 3 a.m. starting to work. And I've
gotten emails and texts from you at 4 in the morning.
Exactly,
it kind of freaks me out. I get up early, but not that early.
but I still get in. If I get in 6 hours, 6 hours is my magic window. If I get 7 or 8, I'm groggier throughout the day.
Really?
If I get 5 or less, I'm dog shit in about a little less than 10 hours. I'll be dog shit. So 6 is my sweet spot. So I prioritize sleep. I prioritize that for me, I will eat healthy more likely than I will work out, so I prioritize the actual working out part of it. The problem is that working out requires me to not work on the other business or not to be, I have to be somewhere, whereas I can eat and do my business stuff at the same time. And then I go nutrition after that. And then supplements is the very last thing. I think.
What about stress management? Where do you put that in? You probably have very strong adrenal glands, just knowing your personality.
Correct. I think so, but I also so when I talk about that booster board, riding that, like my wife, if I'm in a bad mood, what we have, I had a client that I've been working on a compensation plan for a client for about a month. They already paid for it. I still made my money on it, but then they decided to sell the business. Anyway, and I should not have been emotional about it, but I was. I was like, oh my God, why? So whatever. I was like, she's like, you're in a bad mood, go ride the booster board. I went for a 1 hour ride through the city on my booster board. I came back, I was like a brand new man.
A walk does that for me. Yeah. I'll just go out and walk for fucking 2 hours.
It's like a lot of people talk now, especially high level C-suite and entrepreneurs, talk about sensory deprivation tanks.
Yeah.
Where you go and you lie and
they're opening one around the corner for me. I can't wait. This is where they do like 4,200 pounds of Epsom salts and they black it out. This is my next thing.
Dude, let's do this. Let's you and me both go, and I want to vlog it because I want to talk about it. I think that'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
I've never done it, but I'm like, that's like the booster board riding for me is mine. And also, I'll be honest, like when I get to sit down and like it's early in the morning, there's no one in this building, and it's 3 a.m. and I'm just editing, that is so zen for me. Yeah. It's super relaxing to sit here and edit a vlog. I just really enjoy it.
So you don't have to really pay a lot of attention to stress management.
I don't think so. It's baked into my routine. Yeah, it's baked.
Do you get a lot of clients who you think they've got issues with that? Because you've had a lot of CEOs and that.
So it's normally the drink becomes alcohol. I can see it there. Like if drinking's a huge issue. Even if like smoking pot, like stuff like when I talk to someone and I hear about their ways to relieve stress and it's normally a chemical thing, I'm okay with it. I get it. I'll eat it.
It's a good shortcut in some cases.
100%. I'm
big on the CBD oil lately. That's been mine.
I just came back. It's literally in my bag right now. I've got a bunch of gummies I got from this dispensary when I was in San Jose, and if I know my brain is turning, I'll take one of those just to depress my brain and make sure that I sleep. So I can understand that, but essentially it's what does it interfere with? Stress is okay. Fitness causes stress. Yeah. Building a business causes stress.
Hormetic stressors are okay.
Correct.
But when it becomes a constant.
And when it's impacting the other things, like if my stress from something else was impacting the kid, my wife, my business, whatever it is, then your stress handler needs to be altered. Like, oh no, I handle my stress well. Well, apparently not. Because you just had a nervous breakdown in that meeting we just had about something that happened to you 2 weeks ago. Yeah. If you're not handling it well, that stress should have been flushed out.
Well, it's funny. So working out has always been the stress outlet for me, but it's become not enough. And it's funny because I have a wellness journal where I just track everything about how I'm doing.
Sure.
And that could be, did I spend time in the sauna? How much time did I spend meditating? How did I eat? How many hours did I fast? What was the workout? All of that. And recently I was just being a total fucking asshole to Chrissy, to the boys. My stress level was through the roof. And that problem for me is I can manage stress, so I didn't really even realize it. And I looked at my wellness log and I was like, I haven't meditated today. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna meditate for 10 minutes. So I pulled up my Calm app, did a guided meditation. I can't even explain the difference in my body coming out of that for 10 minutes. But for me, I prioritize that last 100%. Among everything, but it affects things in a
1,000%. And again, like refueling the brain, the soul, the body, the mind, whatever you want to think of it as, is so important, especially, again, if you look at your car or your body as a vehicle, a high-performing race car, you just can't piss in the gas tank. Yeah. You have got to keep refueling. And everyone's just going to have a different refueling station and a method of delivery.
Yep, very interesting. So I don't want to spend too much time on this. You're probably going to think it's a stupid exercise, but I like these kind of things. So I only get one exercise to do for some period of time. I'm going to give you a couple of pairs, and I want you to kind of tell me how you think about one exercise versus the other.
Let's do it.
So back squat versus front squat.
Front squat, that's only fun. It's only squat we do it when we rewrote the programming code for urban movement. We got rid of all back squats.
Is that why Torito isn't working out here anymore?
Yeah, and we still do it. It's a load that you can pick up and put overhead. But front squat, because if we look at the functionality of it, the front squat has more functionality. Anything you're ever gonna have to, you're generally have to hold on to it on the front. Very few things you're gonna put on your back, and the back squat is more for a posterior development, and you can complement that with deadlifts and swings and things like that. So front squat.
Interesting. Back squat versus deadlift.
I would go ahead from there, and I would probably say, and in that scenario, I'd probably say back squat. I'd probably say back squat.
It's a more functional lift in your mind there.
I would, just because getting off the G, 100%. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I think so. And I think because the deadlift appears, and so you have to pick things up all the time. Every time you pick up your keys, that's a deadlift.
Yeah.
I would rather probably perform the squat that's probably not happening as much.
Interesting. Bench press versus strict press.
Strict press. And it's funny, you talk about the functionality of the bench press. When are you ever going to lie flat on your back and press something horizontally? But you're probably going to press something overhead, whether it's your kid or whatever. But honestly, where it is the diagonal. It's the one plane of motion we never fuck with.
Sure.
We go here, we go straight out here horizontally. We never really fuck with diagonal. Like landmine pressing is one of my favorite things to do. It just takes up too much space.
Is that one where I take the barbell and I love that lift.
Yes.
I did that in London at the unit UN1T.
Yeah.
And it was an amazing lift that I never do.
Yeah, because it's a diagonal plane.
Yeah.
It's really difficult, but this is realistic. Everything you're going to reach for most of it is not directly over your shoulder.
Sure.
It's out here in this diagonal plane somewhere. So, but I would say strict press.
Kettlebell swings versus burpees.
I would say the kettlebell swing. Being able to move a large distance, a long load, and do it quickly. The burpee's great. So when Brad and the Passport guys were still working out here, we still had that at corporate account. I told them one day, I was like, I'm never doing another regular burpee again. And they're like, what? I'm like, every burpee I do is going to be a push-up burpee. And I have kept that since 2017. All I do are push-up burpees. I do a perfect push-up. The amount of push-ups I can, like my push-up ability, and this is something I never really test unless Deuce puts something up on the workout, I would never know, is through the roof. And I'm just as fast doing a push-up burpee as anybody else is doing a regular burpee at this point. I get off the ground so damn quick, but at the same time, I'm getting 2 exercises for the price of 1.
So you like the kettlebell swing better because of the posterior chain?
I like the kettlebell swing better because most burpees are just a fall and this kind of like downward dog sprawl.
Okay.
Yeah, when I just think of the burpee, it's generally, the movement just looks so shit for most time, but if you were like, if it was a strict push-up burpee, I'd put that in there, but otherwise, I think the kettlebell swing just has way more functionality to it.
Yeah, an interesting side note, I did just some extra credit on every Sunday, I did a kettlebell progression for about 6 weeks, and it changed the game for everything else about my fitness. Now, I don't know if there were other things going on, but even the coaches over at Stacks were like, what the hell have you been doing? And I'm like, I've been taking a 100-pound kettlebell and swinging it as many times as I can in an hour. You know?
I mean, like, especially if you go overhead and you lock it out, the amount of stability you need to lock that bell out overhead. I mean, even if you go Russian style, it's. I think from a posterior chain and a hip hinging perspective, the kettlebell is, you can't beat it.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I think the single lift that I wish I would do more, but I never do it, is the Turkish get up. I feel like it's the most functional thing in fitness and the best for looking better.
Lee, right?
Yes.
Lee, every Tuesday, Thursday, Lee is in here. He does his running drills, he does some ankle mobility, and he does Turkish get-ups for an hour and a half.
I wish I could. I'm too fucking impatient.
Yeah, it's a slow, patient
I'll go do some push press instead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, something's got some umph to it.
Handstand push-up versus pull-up.
Pull-up, 100%. The handstand push-up, and generally, again, and I'm thinking, like, if I get my head down to the ground, so let's say my hands are here, my head's there. It's not always full range of motion, again, like even a press, like getting out here, getting full range of motion here. So no, I would say a pull-up.
And what do you think about butterfly versus kipping versus straight?
So what I do now, and I started doing this even at CrossFit South, and I started messing around. I wanted to take the kip out of it almost permanently. Like I want that kip. If I were to look at a kipping pull-up, I want 80% to be a strict pull, and just 20% is just a little nice hollow body C kip, not a butterfly. The thing I don't like about the butterfly, you break all the angles of the lower body when those should be rigid and strict as fuck.
Yeah.
And the only reason the butterfly exists is to go faster.
Yeah.
And then a lot of guys see Rich Froning doing it, and now they want to do it. And I'm like, you would look better naked, and you would have safer, healthier shoulders if you could go ahead and rep out 10 strict or minimal C-kip pull-ups versus. There's a video of Dan Bailey doing kipping pull-ups back before Dan Bailey knew how to kip, and there's another one of Miko Salo doing the same thing. And you saw these guys, and it's like, it almost looked like they were doing them strict. They had a little bit of rhythm going to it.
Okay.
And it was absolutely fucking incredible to watch them rank out 35.
What are the names?
So Miko Salo, he's probably the original one. Here is Miko Salo. He was, he won the CrossFit Games in 2009.
Okay. So Miko Salo.
He's doing these, put in here Miko Salo kipping pull-ups, and it's going to be a video from like 2009, 2010. And it's the guys that CrossFit Journal is talking about, like, he doesn't even know how to kip. That guy is literally putting in like this small little baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up, and I'll put the link to that in the show notes as well.
So pull up 100 times for me, okay. And then if you're gonna be able to kip, you should be able to kip underhand grip as well. Okay. So when I train myself butterfly, I also train the butterfly underhand grip as well.
Interesting, I've not done.
Because then what happens here is you're always going pronated. All right, pronated is an overhand grip for everyone listening. Supine is where we're underhand gripping. This underhand grip requires more external rotation of the shoulder.
Okay.
So you should have the same amount of.
Actually, when I had my shoulder injury, I think you and Julie had me doing
underhand grip.
Now that you mentioned.
Because it's a safer position, or at least it should be.
Yeah. Same thing as a reverse grip bench press.
Yeah. Your reverse grip, like people that can do push-ups all day here, but the second I turn their hands 180 here, they can't do one. Insane.
Fascinating. So this one I may have to fight you on because I think we're going to disagree, but I'll call it fan bike because there's so many fucking variants of them now. I don't want to call it assault bike anymore versus rower.
Yeah. Oh man, John loves the bike. You know what? I would probably say the rower only because I like the horizontal pulling motion of it, and I think there's more technique needed in a rower. Like you watch,
which is why I don't like it.
Correct. Yeah. So like you can always watch people rowing and be like, holy shit, that guy's never been taught how to row. That's not the case on a bike. Yeah. On a bike, you just put your head down and go. Yeah. You know. So
and for folks listening, the two main things. My form sucks on the rower, but Stu taught me two things that I see so many people get wrong. Treat it like a squat, and so don't go deeper than you would go into a squat.
More like treat it like a deadlift. Think of it as like pulling the deadlift off the floor. Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is keeping your knees out a little bit.
Keep your knees out. Don't let them kiss like you got to take a piss. Like an international sign for after to go to the bathroom. Yeah.
Absolutely. I do love my assault bike. I recently hit 20 calories in 12 seconds. So. But no technique is required.
No, you just fucking be a bear and just go to town and explode on it.
So this is the last one, and this one I'm really fascinated on because I don't really have a read on it, but box jump versus wall balls.
Yeah, that's a great one. You know, I would honestly probably say the wall ball from a functionality, again, front squatting, pressing overhead, the athleticness to just catch something, I think is probably good. It's a three-dimensional kind of piece in that regard versus the box jump. There's a level of accuracy, kind of, but it's, you know, there are some people like step-ups are generally looked at as a scaled version of a box jump. If you do a step up right, where you plant one foot up on the box and you extend the leg of the other one, you do not allow yourself to push off of that leg that's still attached to the floor. It feels like a pistol. It feels very difficult. I will probably 75% of the time when there's box jumps, I do step ups. Okay. Now again, my fitness goals are way different than they were back in the day. I'm trying to go fast. But my quads and everything are so sore from doing however many single leg step ups where I'm literally only using that one quad to get on up there. So in the box jump again, in just fitness, it's less explosive, it's more cardiovascular. Yeah. I would probably rather see someone do a wall ball.
Interesting. I'm glad you said that because it favors tall guys.
Yeah, of course.
I like wall balls better.
100%. 100%.
Great. Well, so you mentioned Chipotle. What style of dieting is your favorite, both for you and for your clients? Because obviously they're different.
If I had to pick, it would probably be lower carb, high protein, moderate fat. Yeah. Chipotle lends itself there well with the bowl. things of that nature. They even, it's so funny, they, you know, 2019 they rolled out the keto bowl, and they have the South Beach bowl, whatever.
That I order what would be called the keto bowl
anyway. Yeah,
and it's great because they use grass-fed beef and hormone-free beef.
100%. So I would say a lower carb diet, because again, fat is not why people are fat. An excess amount of carbohydrates are why we are fat. Carbs are delicious, I get it. But I would probably go with more of a paleo ketogenic style diet. But
you're a big fan of the cheat day, right?
I'm a huge fan of it. I'm a huge fan of it because I believe we're one of the only species that have sex for pleasure, we eat for taste. One of the very few. And you're not gonna, like, there are very few people who are Zen Buddhists, you know, skilled enough mentally to be like, I don't care how good pizza is, I don't need any. I also think it's really good not to take yourself so seriously. If you're trying to go to the Olympics, sure, right? If you're fucking, you know, JJ Watt, sure. Like, I get it. Like, your body is a temple because it makes you money and a living. It's what your legacy will be on. For the rest of us, I think you work very hard, just like you should at work. A lot of people who listen to this are work for an amazing company, maybe, or maybe not an amazing company, and you're a really good employee while you're there 9 to 5, and then the weekends, you relax, you do you. And I think fitness, and I think food should all be the same way. I think there's a happy medium, and it all depends though. If you're young and trying to make a competitive CrossFit score, or you're trying to do this or that physically, I want to do the Boston Marathon, then yeah, you've got to go all in at that particular time in your life. But for the average person, I would say something that is going to be a little bit lower carb, not restrictive carb, not going completely ketogenic.
Yeah.
Right?
For you, low carb is 100 to 150 grams. You consider low, if I recall.
For me, I would consider that. It depends on the individual. It depends on how many carbs they were having ahead of time too. That's the other thing too. Is when people are like, "Oh, I'm doing keto." I'm like, "Oh, well, what was your carb intake previously?" They're like, "I don't even know." I'm like, well, then how many carbs are you doing now? They're like 50. I'm like, yeah, I mean, that'll get you there, but like you're probably gonna be less successful. If your previous carb intake was 300 and you're trying 50 this week, my bet is you make it to Thursday and you fucking go ape shit on pie.
Well, the most compelling argument along those lines I've ever seen was Simon, who I don't know if he's still a client.
He moved to Dallas.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
so he's a beast for those who don't know him. But Simon was already a beast, and then I remember he turned into like Hugh Jackman type of body, and you said, I doubled his carbs for him.
Yeah. So we took Simon, and Simon started doing nutritional coaching with us, and because we needed to know where he had been previously, and that dictates everything. Just like the squat cycle. John, I want you to add 50 pounds to my back squat. The first question you probably ask me is, okay, what are you currently squatting? I need a baseline. I need to know where you're currently at. Same thing with nutrition. And for him, we actually had to add carbohydrates because he had been underfed. And that was what shredded.
But he had to drop to 8% body fat. It was ungodly.
It was shredded. Absolutely killed it. Now guess what though? When Simon took the foot off the gas pedal on his nutrition, his body, and Simon's another one who his body would have been better served not kipping. And, I've got no problem saying that. I'd say that Simon, he had shoulder surgery because of a slap tear due to kipping pull-ups and not really developing enough of the prerequisite scapular strength before doing high volume butterfly pull-ups. Anyway, he has a slap tear in his shoulder.
Oh no!
And he couldn't maintain, and his body fat percent came right back up. When people fight to get 8% that are not there naturally, you realize that is a career fight. It's not like you get there one day and now you're good. Yeah. Right? It is. You are going to have to fight that, especially if you're a male.
Well, 8% without steroids is very difficult. It's a very unnatural.
Correct. Yeah, your body is going to be really happy in the low double digits. Yeah. Very happy in the low double digits.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So, how does one go about thinking through the right mix of stretching, mobility, endurance, quickness, strength, coordination when they create a fitness plan? Because for me, I'm the type, as you know, and you've pointed this out, I'm very slow twitch muscle. So you put me on a bench press, you put me on a deadlift, I'll kick it in the teeth. But the fast twitch is going to be challenging. The mobility and the stability are challenging. Sure. I can probably strict press as 3 times the weight that I can overhead squat. So how do you rank all those? Is it really just trying to find the right balance between all of them? Or?
Yeah, so most people's, again, outside of CrossFit, the requirements, mobility and flexibility wise, are not going to be as high. Just not. CrossFit is just a sport. It requires some of the highest out of every physical thing you could possibly observe. It requires some of the highest amount of mobility and stability. And stability being the game thing. It's not even mobility as much. Most people think they're not mobile. You're not stable at the shoulder, the ankle, wherever the hell it may be. So I would say that your mobility and flexibility program should be tailored to whatever the fitness you're doing. If you're going to Orange